Salute, salute. Welcome everybody to PR 61 Minute Podcast. I am your host. Please respect the host. Please respect the host. Today's topic, like I said, is a follow-up on the Biggie Smalls assassination. And what exactly, because the autopsy is the remaining, I guess, final piece to solving the mystery of Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious B.I.G. And what does the autopsy displays and gives us an intel on what really occurred that day. And I try not to go off whatever this person said or that person said, because at the end of the day, the things that they're saying is cryptic. So you have to spend a lot of time trying to break things down, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of guilt behind, the murder or the assassination of the Notorious B.I.G. And you hear it in a lot of people that speak about him that was there that night, right? So the autopsy has no emotions, has no size, has no back-end story, has no misleading information. The autopsy is the autopsy. It's the final, I guess it's the final say-so on what happened that March 9th or 8th, well, March 9th, in front of the Peterson Museum. Now, just to give you guys a reenactment or, some type of visual, the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, was actually waiting for his car at about 12:40, 12:30 something, I don't know. Was downstairs. There's this last picture where he was smoking a cigarette. So as they waiting for their cars, the cars finally come. Now, in Biggie's car is his friend driving G Money. Behind him is Little C's. And on the left side of Little C's is D-Rock. And in front of the caravan is three of Diddy's security guards or bodyguards, whatever you might want to call them. In the back, there's I guess a LA cop that was hired by Arista, giving the money to, from what is said, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, to Paul. And they was able to get, I guess, another body to cover. That's the way the Inglewood cop, I guess, that's what, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So now we have this caravan pulling off the Peterson Museum, and it's at the light. Now, one thing that I'm like, I really think about is what made Gene Deal tell the driver to speed up. What was it that he saw? Because right after them speeding off, that's when the shooting occurred, I guess, allegedly, right? So there must have been something that made him say, yo, let's take this light, because, from what it said, that Biggie was talking, Little Caesar was talking to some girls. So it wasn't like the height of security was heightened. I mean, he did say that he seen a Muslim guy walked up the Diddy car, and then the Muslim guy went to big car, and then it doesn't really add up. So was it that he seen something coming, and he said, run the light, and as they run the light, it gave them I guess, this alibi that they wasn't near to help the situation. Now, this is where the autopsy really kicks in, because the autopsy debunks the fact that there's an Impala that's doing the shooting, because the autopsy report says that the first shot that the first bullet that penetrated Biggie Smalls was where he was hit by the elbow, like kind of like the forearm, and that bullet traveled all the way came out of his wrist. So whoever shot Big from the first shot, it could not come from the right side of the door, like the right side, that right lane. It couldn't come in that lane because, like I said, the first shot, he got hit by his elbow, and the bullet traveled through his forearm, coming out of his wrist. Now the second shot, he got shot in the back by his left shoulder, coming out through his chest. The third shot, he got hit in his thigh. Coming out the left, hitting him in his left thigh, coming out and hitting his right thigh. The fourth shot, this is all these shots is on the left side. The fourth shot was him getting shot in his chest. Now the bullet, once it hit his chest, it went down, projected down, and ripped through a lot of organs and tissues and stuff. That was the bullet that did probably the most damage. Now, if you have any type of logic, you would understand it's almost impossible for a car on the right side right next to the right hand side of the passenger side will be able to shoot on his right side, and all the bullets hit his left. Now, to me, what makes logical sense, right? Because you have to use common sense. In cases like this, common sense has to be more common. So if I'm looking at it from just forget about the Nation of Islam, forget about this one, GFD, forget about all these characters there's portraying in this alleged movie, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? How they making it out to be. And let's focus on the people that's inside this car, right? With Biggie. And that's G Money, that's Little C's on the back of Big, and on the left side of Big is D-Rock. Now, it would make sense, without no feelings attached, it would make more sense, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, it would make more sense that the shooters are inside the car, right? And how the bullets are projected, it would make sense that if Biggie got shot in the back and there's somebody sitting behind him, it would make sense that the shooter was probably really behind Big. And on the side of Big, how the bullets are projected. 3 bullets on his left side, 1 on his chest and 1 on his back. And there's only 1 bullet that hit him on his right hip. That's the only bullet that has some type of balance into this whole equation. But really, if you really think about it, it'll make sense. Logical sense, and I don't know how these people were in question, even though there's so many situations like the Alpo and all these that with time you find out, wait, hold up, this doesn't make sense, and a lot of our great leaders usually get taken out by people that are the closest, like when the mob. This is like known facts. You know what I'm saying? When the mob go get you, they send somebody with smiles, not with frowns. Now you know what I'm saying? That's what the mob always say. They saying your closest one to hit you, right? To raise no eyebrows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's funny how these people, you know what I mean, will see certain things. They was able to see everything, but when it comes down to facts and what really happened, it was fast. It would happen too quick. They don't even know the color of the car. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. You know what I mean? And, my personal opinion, allegedly, with, you know what I mean, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, the shooters were inside the car. Whether these two individuals, Little C's and D-Rock or G-Money or whoever was inside the car, what could be the shooter, right? Because these people admitted in paperwork that they were sitting behind Biggie, and Little C said that many times, that he was sitting behind Big, and D-Rock was on his left side, right? So I could only imagine that the shots that Biggie got shot with came from within the car, right? Because that's another thing that Diddy said, that he heard shootings inside the car. He heard shooting inside the car. Now he didn't say what car. He didn't say my car. He said that he heard shootings inside the car. So these people, you know what I mean? If you have any type of logic, you will catch on to it quick. I mean, it doesn't make sense that an Impala on the right side of Big would shoot Big and most of all the bullets hit Big on his left. Knowing this man had a broken leg, he couldn't even move if he really wanted to inside the car. Now you could have this concept that he was this man, which he a huge man, 6 feet something, 300 and something plus pounds, was able to just flip over and get off his right and have all the bullets hit him in his lap. That doesn't make any sense. What makes sense to me, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, that the shooters were inside the car. The shooters were inside the car. See, that's how you can make a case. That's how you can make witness really or in this situation, that's how you can make these people be silent for so many years, because they was involved in it. Now, the thing is crazy is that the ammunition that Biggie Smalls got shot with were, I guess, Gecko ammunition. The only ammunitions you will find at the time were on the East Coast. Now, that's a big clue right there, that the ammunitions that Biggie got shot with were only being purchased or only being sold on the East Coast. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that somebody must have got these ammunitions from the East Coast to bring it to LA. Now, there's always this individual, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, mentioned that he gave guns to Paul, which is the head of security for Bad Boy. It's tripping me out that he won't have one, but he has said that he has given individuals pistols, and he carries 4 or 5. You know what I mean? He called them Nina, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So could this individual have provided these guns and this ammunition? The only one, and he has said in the past that he was traveling pre 9/11 when they wasn't checking him. He's in law enforcement anyway, but why would they even check him? You know what I'm saying? So I guess the picture's starting to be more clear to me as far as, man, this could have happened. Now, Little C's was on record and others were on record that Big wasn't talking to him a day before the shooting. Why? I don't know why. Nobody will know, but this is the thing. That's the fact that we know, is that he wasn't talking to him, right? Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Now, we want to know the reason why, because the people that's going to tell them the reason why is the people that I feel, or allegedly for entertainment purposes only, that they was behind the whole situation. So you're not going to get any type of valid information, right? So now I look at it like, man, so Biggie was mad at Little C's the whole day. They just started talking, I guess, at the party when Lil C said that he wanted to, go around and check for girls. They sent him out to get girls. So, and this is from his perspective, because like I said, the dad can't talk. So, we can only go from what they say. And these are big clues to know that Lil C's and Biggie had some friction on his last 48 hours living. You know what I mean? That they wasn't talking. Whether it was light, whether it was, something valid, whatever, it doesn't matter. They wasn't talking. And then the situation with D-Rock and what Gene Deal explained, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, is that D-Rock was hanging out with Puff, and Big was basically stationary with Gene, because I don't know if Gene has that, corrected or what, but he says that he was responsible for Diddy, but then in another frame, he says that Diddy said that he got Gene to stay with Big. Doesn't really make sense. There's a lot of extra stories that are just being told to just really throw you off the loop I'm getting, right? But the facts still remain at the end of the day, right? They got out the Peterson Museum. They saw supposedly a Nation of Islam dude walk up to Diddy's car and then sped off and go into Biggie's direction. They got in the car. They stopped at the light. Then they run the light, right? They don't really explain what reason was it that they ran the light. He just said, run the light. But he doesn't give you would have to give oh, yo, look, whatchamacallit? This is happening. Yo, look, they're ready to come through right now. Yo, run the light. He doesn't explain. All he says is they run the light, and then when they look back, somebody pointed a gun at Big. So it's to me, that run the light stuff, it's just lights, camera, action. You feel me what I'm saying? That was just it's go time. You know what I'm saying? This run the light. Let's get as far away as possible. Have that happen, and by the time we come back, we ain't gonna see no Impala, because they can't say they saw an Impala because they had already sped off. And if they did saw him, they wasn't that far away from the actual shooting. You know what I'm saying? But what the autopsy unveils is factual information as far as the time of the death, which is supposed to be reportedly around 12:45, around that time. And now, how does the autopsy determine that? Well, after a person is deceased, the body temperature turns colder and colder. Every hour it goes down a certain amount. So this is how they know how long was Biggie dead, depending how cold his body was. So they determined that it was at 12:40 something. Now these people came out. They said that the fire whatever department had said that there was too many people, and then people had to evacuate. The fire marshal, I guess. So 12:30, I don't know if it was 12 they said or 12:30, but they made their way out the caravan, and that happened. Boom, boom, boom. The shots rang off. It's debunked already that there's no bullets that fire from a gun and are able to turn corners and hit people on the opposite side of their actual, target, or, so that's debunked, because that's the story that they needed to make it gang related, to make it in a sense that there was some type of actual connection. That's how you bring basically more funds to the city. Look, we're going to talk about that some more in a later time. But right now, with the autopsy, and what I want you to take away from this matter is, the autopsy is really telling us what really happened. The projectiles, the bullets, the direction they hit Big, they was coming from had to been, there's no other way, inside that car. And there's other things that happened that I'm gonna make another video of, but I stand allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I'm really looking at it as the people around Big that were in that car might have taken Biggie's life. Now, I'm saying that allegedly for entertainment purposes only because these people put themselves there. They was the one that said they were sitting behind Big. So if you sit in the behind Big and Big gets shot on the shoulder and the back, then you have to have seen more than, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to just see more. Your head was already out looking in that direction because you was hollering at girls. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, 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 boom. Shots after shots after shots. And another thing is, now if you now I don't want to say if you a hater or not like that, but if you somebody that is playing devil's advocate, and you'll be like, well, PR, so how the bullet holes in the car, bruh? All right. At 11 something or around a certain time, prior, like them already inside the Peterson Museum. I can't quote what time. I'll definitely do in the second video. But there was a shooting. There was a shooting that happened around the corner from the Peterson Museum. Not maybe around the corner, but around the area. So could have this shooting, there was probably like a stage shooting. Could have that been the shooting that they used to shoot the car to make it seem like the bullets that Biggie got hit with were coming from that direction? See, that's how the game is played. So the car was already filled with holes, right? It was already filled with holes, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This is the only way I could picture this happening. They hit up the car because, like I said, if you see the pictures, the only bodyguard that was there was Gene Deal, right? And most of the I ain't see like they said, the Inglewood Cop, Paul, and whoever was doing security. The only one I see doing security that day was Gene Deal. Now, when they drive off, you hear the shots, right? But the shots, I'm thinking, they didn't come from that right side. They came from within the car, because that's what Diddy said. Diddy said he heard shots inside the car. Now, who was in the car? G Money, Little C's, and D-Rock. I'm guessing this is why, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, this is why he calls it the biblical betrayal. This is why Gene called. I think Gene been trying to say it, but like I said, he's already involved in this situation, regardless. So he might not been the trigger man, but remember, the ammunition that they got was ammunition come from the East Coast. Now, who could bring those guns over? Because he has quota of bringing guns over from traveling with guns prior to 9/11 and all the security heightened that's in the airports that we go through now. So it's a lot of food for thought now. And you start noticing how, a lot of people, didn't get the support after Biggie's passing. People got certain materials. Like there's a lot. Also, Little C's when Biggie got shot, Little C's ain't even go inside the hospital. Now, I can't speak for everybody and I can't paint the brush, but if I can only speak for myself, but if I'm in that predicament and I'm in a whole different state, and this state and this side has a problem on my side, I'm not gonna take my eyes off of whoever I'm with. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna be tight knitted. We gonna be tight because we gotta take care of each other. But from when he said that he didn't even try to go inside, and when they got him out of the car, there was a lot of like that weight. Like it's like it's a lot of hidden gems. When these people talk, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. You have to listen. So I'm gonna play. I guess I'm gonna do that in the beginning. I'm gonna make another video tomorrow because I'm gonna give you. I already gave you like the connections is there with BMF, Bad Boy. Like I said I believe I didn't say that in my last video, but I'm gonna save it for the next video. I'm gonna save it for the next video. But salute, PR 61 Minute Podcast. Subscribe, share, comment. Like I said, I'd rather be with 10 lions than 100 sheep. So if you're not you're not subscribing, then I understand where you stand at. So salute to everybody, to all the lions to subscribe, and I salute y'all. Salute.
I come to congratulate Big, Jermaine Dupree, the Brat, everybody. And next thing you know, they make this announcement saying everybody got to leave. It's a fire hazard. Like it's too crowded. So we all like, all right, so we're gonna make our ways. We're gonna make our ways out towards the door. And once we started going out, regular shit. No, you don't see nothing's going on. We get to the valet shit, get down the stairs, waiting for the cars to pull up. Puff car come first, and he kind of pulls up a little bit. It took a little minute for Big car to come. That's why you see the last picture with Big sitting there with King smoking a cigarette, because we just waiting for the car. So when the car finally pull up, we hops in, Big hop in the passenger seat. I'm right behind Big. Right behind him, he in the passenger seat, I'm right behind him, and D-Rock is on the side of me behind the driver. And we pull out, we make a right, we pull out, we got caught at that light. Puff is in front of us. Puff catch the light. We didn't catch the light. We stopped. And we in that middle lane, and I see some girls walking by, and I'm just like, trying to, you're short, hey, yo, mom, what y'all doing? Yo, let's after this. And before you know it, this car just pulled up on the side of us. Ain't yell nothing, ain't say nothing. It just started firing in the truck. Everybody get down in the truck. We all like boil down in the truck. After the firing stopped, all of us hop out and we hop out. We lean on the back of the truck. Just to like, and only one door didn't open was Big. So we all turned around and ran right back to the car. And Big is linked over on the console, like eyes like popping wide open. He didn't yell, didn't say nothing. Puff car came back around. Puff truck comes back around, and Puff jumps out. He jumps in the car. He's talking to Big for a second. Then we realized, like, yo, we wasting time. He's like, yo, come on, jump in, let's get to the hospital. And we all just jumped in the car, and we just like running every red light, every light, jumping on curves, trying to get him to the hospital. By the time we got to the hospital, it took like 6 people to pull him out, and he was unconscious. So it was a lot of dead weight. So it took like 6 people to grab him and take him in the hospital. And I didn't go in the hospital right away. I stayed outside. I didn't even go in there when they picked him up and dragged him up and put him in the hospital. I stayed outside the whole time.
Wow.
You wouldn't go inside? Was there a reason?
I was just nervous. I was nervous. It ain't look right to me. Just when they was taking him out the car, it just ain't feel good. But you just thinking like he gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, all right, ain't no headshot, just no like that. We couldn't tell where he got shot at either. You know what I mean? We just know like he got shot in the side. So you just thinking like, all right, it's dead. He gonna pull through. I'm outside more angry than anything. You know what I'm saying? And then I forgot who called me in here. I think it was Mark Pitts or Rock or somebody called me inside. And when I came inside the room, there was a bunch of grown-ass men, like, laying on the floor with their hands over their face, crying and shit. I'm like, what happened? And they was like, yo, he ain't make it. What? Huh? Nah, y'all lying. It was like, yo, he ain't make it. Everybody just started going crazy in this room. And after that, like about 3 minutes after us just sobbing and crying, somebody popped the question like, yo, who gonna tell his mother? Who gonna make that call to Mama Wallace and tell her right now that her son is dead in L.A.? And D-Rock had to make that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only one that took the phone, the other dude. Nobody else. Mark Pitts was in that room. I think Faith was in there. There's a few other people in there. Nobody wanted to grab that phone and make that phone call. D-Rock did. And she was on the plane smoking. She was on the first flight, first red-eye flight. We was picking up from the airport that next morning.
Did you, when you realized what happened and that Big was gone, did you get out of there immediately, or did you stay with your man? What did you do?
Oh no, I stayed with D-Rock. I stayed with D-Rock. He wasn't D-Rock was like, yo, I'm not leaving. And I was scared to go back to Brooklyn without Big. I was scared to just around the plane by myself, like without nobody. I was like, all right, well, if you staying, I'm staying. He was trying to send me home too, like, yo, little bro, you know, you can go home if you want to. I was like, nah, I'm not going home. I'm staying here. If you staying, we're gonna stay here till Big Body come back to Brooklyn. I'm gonna stay with you until Big Body come back to Brooklyn. Everybody else left. Faith